Cindy, how are you?
Hi, Laura. Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well. Welcome to the office.
Thank you.
Just wanted to let you know, for confidentiality purposes, everything that's said in the office is strictly within these four walls.
Perfect.
I hope that this is a safe haven for you and you feel comfortable
Absolutely.
talking about what you want to talk about.
Okay.
So what brings you in today?
Well, I'm having a problem walking.
Walking.
My legs have been slipping out from underneath me, and I'm having some kind of physical problems, and it's affecting my job and my home life and everything. And
Seems like, yeah, it's a lot.
and it's, at times it really is very difficult to deal with, thinking that I'm as young as I am and I'm at this point where I can't figure out what's wrong, and now I really need to get with a physical therapist, an occupational therapist, and figure out what's going on with my body.
Okay.
And
So all at once, did this just happen?
within about the last 7 weeks,
Okay.
it's been slowly deteriorating. Started in my back, very, very, very uncomfortable, and I'm just kind of, I'm at a point now where I really need to get it because I'm on a walker. I've fallen twice and
This was really feeling frustrated.
absolutely frustrated.
Feeling
Yes.
like,
I can't do anything.
that
And what good am I?
helplessness. Right.
Yeah,
And that's, at least you could acknowledge that feeling.
right.
So when was the last time that you were at work?
Last Friday.
Okay. And
Friday.
in your work, are you required to be pretty physically active?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, 24 5-year-olds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm
a
working
lot of
in a
kids.
kindergarten class.
Okay.
And I have to go pick them up upstairs, so I have to be able to climb the stairs.
Okay.
I get lunch. I work with them through lunch and have to deal with, all of that. And so I'm walking and, taking them to gym and taking them to music class.
Right, you're always physically active.
Always
then.
physically active, yeah.
Okay. All right, so these feelings are obviously, there's a lot going on right
Yes.
now, especially with just your physical stance and what you're going to be able to try to do
Right.
with it. So you've kind of contacted or made a list to contact these
Yes.
these physicians and these helpers.
Right.
Okay. And how are you feeling about it in general? I mean, how does the physical limitation now make you feel with
pretty,
life?
Well, pretty useless.
Okay.
Pretty scared. I don't want to not be able to walk but on my own without a walker or a cane, and just the fact of why is this happening?
Right.
At this point, I'm a pretty active person, I think, and for this to happen, it's just I can't figure it out.
Okay.
So but now that I've fallen twice, and I know that my ankle is not healed yet, and my head is still hurting from when it crashed on the floor, there are a few physical limitations that I have to clear up first.
Okay. Which would be what exactly?
Well, so that my ankle, it's still black and blue, so it's obviously there's still something going on down there.
Right.
And my neck is much better, but I can still, I know that my head on the floor, and that was scary.
Of course.
And I think just falling is a scary thing.
So when it happened, was it kind of a slow motion feeling?
Actually, I felt like I was walking, and the next thing I knew, I was flat on my back, and my head was.
And you were by yourself?
And I was by myself, yeah, early in the morning. I had gotten up to go to the bathroom.
And so how did you pick yourself back up?
I had to crawl into the bathroom and use the toilet to help me get back up.
The toilet.
Yeah.
And then when you got up, did you have to? I mean, were you able to at least get to a safer place?
Oh yeah, I got up and I sat on the toilet for a few minutes just to say to myself, okay, you're all right. There's no blood dripping down the back of your head, or
Right.
there were no other cuts or anything like that. So
Did you decide to contact anyone when it happened?
I did. I had to wait a couple hours.
Oh yeah, there's 3. would think that we should be fine, but
I don't want you to get a bad grade because of that.
no, it's okay, Cindy.
I called a friend of mine who had mentioned the night before, because we were out and we were walking and life was fine. She mentioned that she had a walker, so I called her a little, and she brought it over about an hour and a half later.
Okay, about an hour and a half.
Yeah. So now I feel more comfortable with this, especially in the middle of the night when I'm tired, but I do have to get up and go to the bathroom.
Do you feel like you do have support in case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do need
definitely
people to take you somewhere or to help you out. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I have a friend who's going to take me to the doctor. I'm going to try to get in touch with a physical therapist tomorrow and kind of set up some meetings to have them get me on some kind of physical program.
Oh, that's
to get me back up and around.
That's great. Is this the first time that you felt physically like you weren't able to? Is this the first time you've suffered like an injury in a sense where you've had that helpless feeling before? In a sense?
A couple times I've twisted ankles, like playing racquetball and that kind of thing. That was never as debilitating as this is.
Okay.
Because I'm shaky and I feel like my legs are gummy. Yeah, and at any moment, because the first night when I fell, it was in the middle of the night. It was like 2-something in the morning.
Okay.
And that's when I felt like I was a ballerina flipping up in the air and landed on my ankle and my knee on my left side. But I got right up and I said to myself, oh, your ankle's going to hurt tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And then I got up and I walked and I went to the bathroom and came back and got into bed.
And this was the first time?
And that was the first time. And I did go to school the next morning. I was fine.
You went to work?
Yeah. I just wore boots to make sure that and I had a brace on my ankle.
Sure.
And just to make sure that I had more support than just a shoe.
Right.
So.
And then the second time you got back up on the toilet, right? And you were sitting there for a bit.
Yeah, just relaxing.
Did you have any moments to kind of like have one of those oh wow moments that's just happened?
Oh yeah.
Have a lot of reflection on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I said to myself, okay, 2 days, 2 falls, something's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's when I said to myself, I have to figure out what's going on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think it's really nice that you've also made a list of things that you need to do.
Yes.
To make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Right.
To try to get back to work.
Right.
Because I'm sure those 24 5-year-olds are missing you in some capacity.
Yeah, the teacher said that, they wanted to know where I was and if I was okay and, if I'm coming back.
That makes you feel wanted.
And it makes you feel wanted. And
which is great.
Yeah, and they're wonderful. They're great little kids.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
how long have you been working with them?
Only a month. Only a month.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, which also makes me nervous because you can't miss a lot of school without having repercussion from the school.
Sure.
So I have to get back walking so that I can go back to school.
So some concerns,
Yeah.
just your physical ability and your job.
Yeah, because I obviously can't take the walker or cane to school.
Right.
So I have to be able to be physically able to just walk and
to be back
to where I was. Yeah.
Are you enjoying your job with the first
I
month?
love my job. It's great. It's a wonderful job. The teacher's marvelous. The kids are great. Every person I've met there has been really nice.
What do you love most about it?
The interaction with the children.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Any time of the day or is there like the morning you're really excited, you feel like it's like the welcome, see you, or they...
Well, they're not that good at, hello in the morning.
Yeah.
Because they're all tired. They're very funny because they come in and they eat breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's always food there.
Eat there.
Yeah, and they take their coats off, bring their folders in, put it in the slot, and then they come over and they get their breakfast and go to the table. And but they're not a lot of hi, Miss Williams, or they're just I'll say hi, how are you today, and they just stare at you like I just got out of bed and I'm not ready to talk.
And what about at the end of the day?
The end of the day, they're they're excited to go home.
Okay.
We have a couple that like to cry and, I miss my family and
Yeah.
I want to go home.
And they're ready.
And they're ready to go home.
And then you're ready.
It went out again.
Oh no. I think we might be okay.
I don't know. This went out too, so.
Oh boy, all of our things
Everything at one time.
Well, we're good.